Welcome back to the Path to Mastery. Today we're going to do the beginning of a three-part series about early scouting and what to look for. So one of my cardinal rules that I always go by, that I learned from day 9, was if you don't know what you're looking for with a scout, don't scout, because it hurts you more than it hurts them. I want to go over some really basic scouting timings for each of the three races. And I'm going to start today with Zerg, as it's pretty simple and basic. So I did just a quick game to see the two standard timings for a Zerg. And you could do one of two timings. First thing you could do is an immediate drone scout, where you just send a drone scout right away. Maybe you're playing a random player and you don't know what their race is, so you want to see what's going on. And then your next more standard scout is this Overlord going directly to the natural, and then usually up to a pillar. So let's take a look. So the drone scout hits the main base right at 50 seconds. So no matter what's going on, at 50 seconds you're going to be able to find out who your opponent is and what they're doing, kind of. So 50 seconds is the first mark. The next point, let's see this slow little boy moving across the map. Let's speed it up a little bit. This is riveting. Basically 215. 215 is when you're going to see if they have a natural or not. And then from here you can move into the main, basically be in the main by about, see up at the top of the ramp, about 225 max, okay? So the two timings that we're going to look for are 50 seconds and 2 minutes and 10 seconds, or 2 minutes 15 seconds, sorry. So let's take a look at each of the three individual matchups that we could see, and look if there's a benefit for a 50 second worker scout, or a 2 minute 15 second Overlord scout, and what you should be looking for. So let's start with ZVZ. I have a heap of early Terran. Hold on a second. Where are you? Where are you? Early Protoss, early Zerg. Here you are. Okay, so we're going to start with Zerg first. I've been playing on the ladder quite a bit recently, and I've got a couple pool firsts and things like that, and all kinds of cool things. So let's take a quick look at 50 seconds. Let's just rush up straight to 50 seconds and see where we are. So I have no information about what's going on until 50 seconds. Boom. And we're not going to worry what's going on in this match. We're just going to look at, he's going pool first on this. So right at 50 seconds, if we get into his base, we're going to see that nothing's going on yet. Alright, so obviously this is no big issue. Actually, you can kind of block their natural if you do a drone scout. Good to know if you're doing a ZBZ. That's what he's doing to me. But right at 50 seconds, if you got into his base and hung around for a couple seconds, you can catch a pool first at 57. So there is some benefit to doing a drone worker scout if you're going up against a Zerg to see if they're going like an early pool or something like that. But honestly, I don't feel you truly need to. Let's go for 2 minutes 15 seconds. Let's keep going. 2 minutes 15 seconds. 2 minutes 15 seconds. Okay, boom. 2 minutes 15 seconds. If you look at my vision, right about now is when my Overlord's getting in, and I'm seeing that the pool isn't finished. The hatchery isn't finished. My hatchery is finished, and I actually have a queen about 4 seconds on the way. So what you can see here is if you're scouting in at 2 minutes and 15 seconds, and the hatchery, if the hatchery is not finished, you know that means they went pool first, and it would be maybe a good idea to peek into the main and see, are they still on gas? Do they have 2 gases? What's their worker count like? How many lings are going to start running out? Or you can back up to kind of this area here and waiting to see how many lings are going to run out of their base. So I think in ZVZ, doing a worker count is okay, but you can still react very easily based on your Overlord if you get it across the map very early. All you're looking for is if the hatchery is not finished or not. If it is not finished, then you know that there's pressure coming your way. Make a bunch of Zerglings, get some Spines, get some Banelings, and protect yourself. Now let's look at Protoss. Let's look at Protoss. Again, 50 seconds, 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Let's take a look. 50 seconds. See what is going on at 50 seconds. Pylon. There is really no reason to worker scout against a Protoss. Maybe they're proxying this first pylon somewhere over here on the map, but honestly, pylon gate is every single build starts like this for Protoss. You might be able to catch to see if they're doing forge first, so you might be able to catch to see if they're doing a cannon rush. That might be the only benefit of doing a worker scout against Protoss, is to see if this is not a gateway, but if it's a forger instead. So maybe there is some benefit. Let's look at 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So he's going. Let's just look at 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Okay, so 2 minutes, 15 seconds. So at this point, there should be a natural down. Let's look at what the Protoss is doing instead. They have 2 gases open, they have 2 pylons, they have 2 stalkers on the way, and they have a cybernetics core. So as a Zerg, if you get across the map at 2:15 and you see that they don't have a natural down yet, you don't need to go really crazy, but you need to make sure that you have some defense coming across. I was playing random at this time, but it still stands regardless. This is actually a pretty popular opener if against any race, except instead of maybe going stalkers, that would go adepts or something like that. But let's see what buildings they have right now. 2 pylons, and they should have a 3rd pylon down very soon. They should be dropping a 3rd pylon right now. So when you get over here at 2:15, if you don't see a natural, what you should do is go into the main and see if you could find 3 pylons. If you cannot find 3 pylons, that means one is somewhere proxied on the map. So 2:15, right at 28, he should take 1 more pylon. Should take 1 more. Hold on, let me see. He's gonna get supply blocked. He's gonna get supply blocked. Yeah, he's getting supply blocked. This is not the best player in the world. Anyway, so you should look for 3 pylons. If they're not low league like this, then there will be a 3rd pylon at 28 or 27. So again, no natural at 2:15. You're going to definitely lose your Overlord if he goes stalkers, things like that. They're just going to snipe your stuff very quickly. But you're going to want to have some idea about maybe if there's a proxy or something like that. Maybe get your firstlings and kind of just prepare yourself. But main call is if there's no natural at 2:15, you know that there is some pressure coming down your way. Now, let's look at a Terran. Let's look at the Terran. Early pressure. Terran. So let's go again here. 50 seconds. 50 seconds, let's see what we can see. If we did a worker scout. We would see if they're going proxy racks or not. Again, not necessarily the most important thing, especially if you're Zerg, because you have a 2nd Overlord that should be going out to the 3rd to see if there's any kind of proxy or anything like that, any proxy locations. So you could send a worker scout to be 100% sure if you're going against someone that proxies you constantly and you really want to make sure that if they are proxying, you can drop your pool really quick before you get your natural. This is one way to do that with a worker scout. But let's see what's going on at 2 minutes 10 seconds. Or I'm sorry, 2 minutes 15 seconds. So right here, boom. I actually played this guy. This is another thing that you'd be looking at. Again, no natural means that there is pressure coming your way. Pressure coming your way. What to look for is how many gases they have and if they have tech. So 2 gases and tech before their natural goes down means that there is pressure coming across. This is actually that battlecruiser rush. He's going to get all kinds of stuff across the map, but regardless. At 2 minutes 15 seconds, if you see that there's no natural, personally, if it's against Terran, I'd rather lose the Overlord to come in, and I see, okay, yeah, he's got 2 gases. Look at what I'm seeing. I see Starport and Factory. I see the Tech Lab on the Factory. I see it lift and switch, and I see he's got 2 gases. This screams Cloak Banshee or Battlecruiser. Either way, I'm going to want a bunch of Spines and a bunch of Queens. So this is just one of those little things that I scouted as Zerg. So let's recap. The 2 main scouting points that you have as Zerg are 50 seconds for a worker scout, or 2 minutes 15 seconds for your first Overlord. If you're going against Zerg, a worker scout can tell you if they're going pool first or not. At the Overlord timing for ZVZ, you can see if their hatch is finished or not. If you see that they're going pool first or their hatch is not finished, you know that there's early aggression. I'm not going to talk about the reaction, I'm just talking about what you should look for today. For Protoss, if you're playing Zerg and you see that at the 50 second scout, if there's a forge going down, you know that you're in for a cannon rush. If you don't do that scout and you go in at 2:15, then you don't see the natural, you should know that there is pressure coming your way. You should look for how many gases they have or something like that. For Terran, if you go into the natural at 50 seconds and you see that there is no barracks, you know that there's a proxy. At 2 minutes 15 seconds, if you see that there's no natural, you know that there's early aggression coming your way. Again, you should count how many gases they have. Basically, any race, if they have 2 gases before they expand, there's a lot of pressure. If they have any tech before they expand, there's a lot of pressure. And if Protoss has less than 3 pylons in their base by 2 minutes 15 seconds, you know that there's a proxy on the map. I hope this helps you. I hope that you've learned something from these. I'll try to put some comments in the some timings in the comments below so you can take a look. But now you have an idea what you're looking for with these early scouts. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.